Ciao ragazzi e benvenuti a una nuova puntata di PizzaTalk. Oggi parliamo di ellenismo, ellenismos, non so bene come definirlo, cioè di quella religione neopagana che tratta di divinità greche, di greche antiche. E lo facciamo con la nostra ospite, che lascerò presentarsi come al solito. Chiaramente questa intervista è in inglese, ma troverete i sottotitoli, ok? Quindi, hi to our guest. I'll let you introduce yourself to our viewers. So, introduce yourself.
Right. Hi, I'm Nicholette. I am a Hellenismos practitioner, and I am really interested to talk about it. Not a lot of people know. I know in the U.S. where I'm from, not a lot of people know about it, and I'm more than happy to chit chat about it. It's going to be really fun.
Ok, perfetto. Perfetto. Allora, prima domanda. Che cos'è l'ellenismo? So, what's Hellenismos?
So, Hellenismos is the practice of the old ways of Greek mythology. In a way, it is kind of going back to how it used to be. It's the practicing of Hellenismos, the old ways in which people used to have temples and altars. A lot of people have altars nowadays, or a shrine, kind of the same thing. Um, and they just practice the old ways. There's no like animal sacrifice or anything like that, which is good. It's kind of frowned upon in certain ways, but it's just like the old style of worshiping.
Ok, allora adesso chiederò a Nicolette come è arrivata all'ellenismo. So, how did you get to Hellenismo? How did you get to know Hellenismos and how did you uh, get to that fate?
Sure. Originally, I was born into a Catholic family as well as a Jewish family. So I had two religions already in my family. So after I was brought up Catholic strictly, so I went to church almost every Sunday. So I kept doing that until I got to college. And I decided to try and see if I could write something that I didn't know about for one of my writing classes that I had. So I delved into something that I wasn't really used to, and I got really into how people did things. There are some correlations between Catholicism and just like Wiccan in general, certain things like the incense, the way that we have altars and everything like that. So it kind of came together for me. And I've always been interested in the Greek pantheon, and how they do things. And it kind of came together when I did more reading. I've got a few books on hand with myths. I've got like this book here. It's The Beginner's Guide to Hellenismos. I've also got this one here, the Hellenic polytheism, household worship, things like this. And I like to read. So I did lots of reading about everything, and it kind of came together, and it just fits right with me. And that's how I came to be where I am.
Ok, allora, diciamo che ci sono delle domande che mi sono già preparato e di cui ho appunto ho già introdotto alla nostra ospite e ci sono altre domande che mi stanno già venendo in mente perché intriganti. E una delle domande che mi ero già preparato è cosa c'è dopo la morte. So, if I may ask,
Mhm.
what's beyond death for Hellenismos and for you?
Sure. So for me, after death, it's many things. I flip flop back and forth at what I would like to do. In the practice of Hellenismos, it is putting, I know a lot of people kind of go back and forth on doing the old way of getting a golden drachma and putting it,
Mm,
I think it's on the mouth, I believe, as a coin for the passage to the underworld, is what is believed, so that Charon can take you on his boat across and go to the underworld. It's neither a heaven or a hell compared to Christianity. So it's not heaven or hell, it's just where you are. Um, And if you don't have that golden drachma to get you on the passage, you stay about 100 years or so on this one spot until you are kind of pushed on to the next world, if you will. So for me, I am kind of back and forth on what I would like to do. I don't know if I want to get cremated or not. I know in my books it kind of goes into detail about if you want to, you can. Um, and then also about the old way of just like having the body in a casket or just buried. So I'm kind of back and forth on what I would like to do. So we'll see what I come out the outcome for that.
Ok. In un'intervista precedente abbiamo intervistato un neopagano romano, quindi della religione romana, che ci ha parlato del fatto che le religioni neopagane, la sua nello specifico, era più un fatto di pratica che di fede. E volevo chiedere se questo cioè, è così anche per l'ellenismo. So, in a previous interview, we interviewed a Roman neopagan,
Mm,
okay? And he explained that this kind of religions are based on practice rather than faith.
mm.
Is it the same for Hellenismos?
Practicing as in,
As in rituals?
oh, yes, it will be the same, if not a little bit different. With the Roman and the Greek, they kind of go hand in hand together because the Romans do base a lot of their stuff off of Greek, so it's kind of similar in some things that they do. Ritual wise, yeah, there are some similarities. There are some holy days in the Greek pantheon. Days are dedicated to certain gods, and so like Hermes is his day is on like a Wednesday. So I'm not sure if the Romans do kind of the same thing with that. Like some days are similar in that way, but a lot of rituals will be the same, if not a little bit different.
Ok. Come posso dirla questa cosa? Allora, sappiamo che nel cristianesimo si arriva alla salvezza, perlomeno per quasi tutte le correnti, attraverso la fede in Dio, mettiamola così. È la stessa cosa anche per l'ellenismo, anche se abbiamo capito che l'afterlife è diverso, cioè il dopo la morte. I'm asking you if it's the same for Hellenismos, even if there's no salvation in Hellenismos. There's this afterlife that is not
Mhm.
very a paradise and
Yeah, not really a paradise, but kind of just a place to go until uh, the next and everything like that. So it cycles through. Um, you can be forgiven for most things, I believe. It's just a matter of asking for it for salvation. I do see some similarities, but also not. I haven't really thought about this topic much. I just kind of roll with it in a way. It is kind of themed and how we do things. It's not really. I haven't really thought about it too much.
Ok. Ti faccio un'ultima domanda, anche perché non ti voglio trattenere troppo. Come hanno preso le persone intorno a te questo tuo avvicinarti all'ellenismo? So, when you got to Hellenismos, how did people around you uh, behave regarding this decision?
um, they were kind of taken aback a little bit. Greek mythology in my area slash in the U.S. and in Western, it's kind of not really frowned upon, but kind of like, ooh, it's got like a bad reputation. Like, ooh, it's not really like good. Like you hear all of the myths and such that are some are taught in school. I was taught a few myths in school, so a lot of people are like, okay, you're kind of weird. That's kind of odd. But in my household, since I do have two different religions in the same house, everyone's kind of like, alrighty, on to the next thing. So it's kind of accepted. They're like, all right, we'll just keep your thing on the side there and just behave the way you will in front of your grandparents. My grandfather's like, oh well, on to the next thing. It just kind of whatever. So it's fine. And then my partner is totally understanding about it. He doesn't care.
Is
He cares in the way.
he neopagan?
He is not.
Okay.
So he is just kind of like, cool, that's great. Do your thing. I'll be over here doing my thing. I'm like, all right, that's great. And then I've got a few friends that are beginning to be neo-pagans. And I do have a friend that is a Norse pagan who does their own thing. So I also have my Discord group. So a lot of them I found community with strangers on my Discord.
Ok. Beh, abbiamo appena intervistato anche noi uno sciamano neopagano, quindi qualcosa di questo ne sappiamo. We just interviewed a neopagan, Nordic
Norse.
neopagan
Yeah.
shaman.
Oh wow,
So it's
that's awesome.
that's a link. Una un'osservazione che ti volevo prima di andartene via. Forse in tutte queste interviste che abbiamo già fatto, in realtà, tutte le persone che hanno delle fedi, diciamo, particolari, non ci hanno riportato grandi problemi a livello familiare e di amici. Può essere che il fatto che tutti ti guardassero un po' così sia dovuto al fatto che in America c'è un conservatorismo religioso un po' più forte che in Italia. So, I'm now telling you in English because Ah?
That's okay.
Okay, is it possible that people around you, some people around you, not everyone, as you said,
Hmm.
took your decision? It's not a decision because it's regarding religion, but okay,
Hmm.
because in the USA there's a lot of conservatorism in religion because for the people we interviewed in Italy,
Hmm.
no one had this kind of reaction.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I live in the southern states, which is
Okay, okay, okay.
I know. So I live in the southern states, which can be, you have to watch out what you say sometimes. The place that I am in currently is pretty open. The people that are in my town are younger and are more open minded. So it's not hard to find people that are also neo pagans as well. There's a shop downtown where I am that does sell all sorts of things, crystals, books, tarot cards if you need. So it's kind of the witchy shop is what we call it. So it's not hard to find other neo-pagans where I am. I'm not too far in the south where it's like bad, 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 bad. I'm in a place, luckily and thankfully, I'm in a place that is more open-minded. So it's a lot easier to get around. But I know in the more southern states, it is kind of bad. So I don't really flaunt my my thoughts and my things. I just keep to myself. I don't want to be a target, but I'm also not worried about being a target, if you will. Um, so thankfully, just being in the spot that I am, I'm doing okay.
Ok, perfetto. Grazie mille Nicolette, è stato super interessante. Thank you Nicolette, it was really, really, really interesting.
Absolutely.
Con voi ragazzi, ci vediamo alla prossima puntata, al prossimo episodio, mi raccomando, iscrivetevi al canale, commentate, maledizione. E niente, ci vediamo al prossimo episodio e alla prossima intervista. Ciao ragazzi. Thanks Nicolette. Bye.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a good
Bye
one.
bye.